Welcome back to another episode of Extreme. My name is Zach.
My name is Joey.
And this is a podcast where we dig deep on your favorite video games.
That's right. What's
up? And we are so packed with content, we don't even have time to do banter.
Yeah, like this doesn't count right now.
No, it doesn't. This is all... Paul cut all of this out, and we're starting right now.
All right.
At 2-1, visit Koopa and Paracoopa.
Yes. It's a staycation, like you're doing, Zach.
Yeah, it's a staycation. They're just coming to visit. We're saying hi, like visiting the grandparents or whatever. Totally cool.
Yeah.
It's just so casual for like you're meeting an enemy, not like a buddy you haven't seen for like a few months.
Right.
It's like if your worst enemy showed up and it's like, yeah, they're visiting.
It's so Yoshi. It's just like everything is so like happy.
I mean, to be fair, like if you were a giant dinosaur like a T-Rex, pretty much the top of the apex predator, anything is really like a visit, you know?
That's true.
No, there's no like threat.
It's a good point.
Oh my god, we gotta move on.
Okay.
I can't believe I got sidetracked on the name. Okay.
World 2.
There's a secret pipe pretty much near the start here that I wanted to talk about.
Right.
That shows off the concept of Powerful Mario.
Yay.
It's not Super Mario. They specifically called it Powerful Mario.
Oh yeah, I didn't know it had a name.
Yes. Well, you know how I knew that? Because of the text box. Because of the text box that happens right beforehand and explains everything.
Right. You gotta like dig deep on those text boxes, man.
I mean, there's like a novel's worth of content in these text boxes. And on top of that, this came with an instruction manual.
Yeah.
So like add the text boxes onto the existing information from the instruction manual, and you have 500,000 times the information provided that normal games nowadays provide.
I wonder if anyone has compiled all that info into one novel.
What do they call it? The Yoshi Chronicles or something? Island Living?
Oh my god.
But yes, the Powerful Mario concept here where he grabs a star, gets a cape, and becomes invincible.
And you can run on walls and see.
And you can run on walls and glide and is invincible. It's like if Mario had all the powers at once.
Yeah.
And except for like the ability to shoot fire. I feel like that might have made him too powerful.
Right. Can he fly though, or you could just glide?
He can glide.
Yeah.
Like with the cape.
Yeah, that's enough.
I mean, he is also a baby.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's an interesting concept. I wish it was conveyed a little bit better, as opposed to just like, here you go. Here's a text box. We could have just like had him grab the star and then you just mess around with it.
Yeah, like the text box is unnecessary, like, because as soon as you get the star, there's just like a lot of running that you could do.
Yeah, there's no danger. There's no danger in this area.
Yeah.
It's just you collect coins. So it's like the perfect playground to mess around.
Yeah.
Anyway, after you exit the secret pipe, you go back to your normally scheduled falling platform falling platform mechanics.
Yep. The World 2 mechanic.
Yep, we don't need to expound on that because it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yep. But
we do want... They are here, hence the name. But we want to talk a little bit about Poochie.
Yes.
The introduction of Poochie into the Yoshi-verse.
He's so cute, but also so weird looking.
I know, it's so weird. Its eyes are just so small compared to its face, and it's got like a gigantic mouth.
Yeah.
It's like if I don't know, it's like some kind of fish and a dog like fucked and like made this.
It's so true. It's a fish dog.
It's so gross. But I want to pet it, but it's so gross.
It looks really slimy. I wouldn't pet it.
I love dogs, don't get me wrong, but this one, I don't know. That mouth could like swallow me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Could give Yoshi's mouth a run for the money.
I bet it like just expands also. Anyway.
But this concept is partially explained through text box and partially conveyed, which is weird. So it explains what Poochie is, and whatever direction you're facing when you're on him, he'll move that way. But it conveys in this little section, though, that Poochie is basically invulnerable to spikes and enemies, and you can use him as a mobile platform.
Yeah.
So
which they didn't tell you.
No, which is good. So I'm on the fence about explaining the Poochie mechanic.
All right.
So I think it's pretty well done.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think it was necessary to explain the part that they'll move whichever way you're looking. Mm-hmm. I feel it's pretty obvious when you're on it. Mm-hmm. Either way. As we move through this stage, though, there are falling blocks that try to crush you, Tetris style.
Right.
Funny thing here, there's a really super obvious audio prioritization.
Okay.
That's like 1,000% more noticeable here. It's between grabbing a coin versus the thunderous clap of a giant brick hitting the ground. Which one do you think takes priority?
Definitely the coin.
1,000% the coin. It's 1,000,000,000% a coin. Every time you pick one up,
everything.
Exactly. It's like a dog whistle. It pierces through everything, and it makes the sound of the giant thunder clap of raw rock smacking on the ground sound like nothing.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's just kind of hilarious when it's like that obvious that you prioritize certain sounds over others.
Right.
I mean, it makes sense. You want to know that you've collected a coin, but still, it's just kind of funny.
It's like they want to separate it from the actual level sounds.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. You're right. And they want to make the collectible sounds prioritized to show that you have collected something and that you're getting that I collected something feeling.
Right.
As we move through this area, though, there's a bit of balloon conveyance, which thankfully is not explained via text box. If you look up, you'll notice that some things on balloons are being held by one balloon or three balloons. Anytime you pass under a one balloon object, that thing will fall. Right. I don't know why, but it just does. There's nothing poking it or popping it. Maybe the balloon is sentient, and it just knows it's like time to die and drop my payload.
Yeah. Games know.
It's weirdly morbid, if you think about it that way. And then if there are multiples, they don't drop, though. You have to knock them out of the sky.
Yeah.
And then we're close to the end here. There's an optional one-up bonus if initially, when you met Poochie the first time, you actually took the time to make it to the end of that Poochie tutorial course. Because there's a key there that you have to carry to the end of the stage, and then there's a one-up door that you can win some extra lives in.
Yeah.
Interesting. Kind of a payoff there.
Yeah, I like when they do those kind of things. Very Super Mario.
Yeah, I would just think that maybe they would have put that door closer to where you did it.
Yeah.
Just to kind of be like, beat the nail on the head. Say like, hey, good job, you mastered it. Here's your prize. Yeah. As opposed to like, your prize is at the end. Just hold out for it.
Especially since holding a key doesn't like hinder you at all.
No.
It's not like it's in your mouth and preventing you from like attacking.
No, that's true. But I think it does take up an egg slot.
Yeah.
So that is one thing. You have one less egg slot, but that's about it. I think that's all I got for this particular stage.
All right.
You want to move on to the next?
The Baseball Boys.
The Baseball Boys!
What?
I love it. Great name.
Yeah. I'm going to name my softball team that.
Oh, that'd be great. Here we come. It's the Baseball Boys. We're going to baseball so hard.
Oh, yeah. Sports.
It'd be funnier if they were called the Sports Boys. But Baseball Boys is just as good.
Yeah.
Initially, there's a text box, obviously, explaining how those random arrow blocks work. Random arrow blobs, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
As a person who's curious about things in games, you would think that, like, you don't need to have that because it's something new, and you would initially just try to interact with it in some way.
Yeah. That's why you're playing video games.
That's why you're, interactable medium. You try and see what you can and cannot interact with. But you know what? Whatever. There's another text box. Put it on the chart. Another text box.
Write it down.
And then the baseball boys are here.
Yay.
They have sick reflexes. Like, seriously, they can catch eggs thrown at them on a dime, throw them back, or smack them back at you.
Yeah, it's like they know you're about to do it.
Yeah, like, what? Get these guys on an actual baseball team. They would be unbeatable. They never miss. It would almost be unfair to the other team.
Unless they were all baseball boys.
Oh my god, the game would never end! A bunch of baseball boys. A boisterous band of baseball boys.
Oh boy.
Thank you for putting in that sound effect, Paul. That was delightful. It really punctuated it.
Wow, that really sounded a lot like Zach.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of the auditory medium. You never know. Except when we tell you. But question.
Yes.
Why big-lipped cactus?
Mm-hmm. Why?
Why big-lipped cactus?
Because blub 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 blub.
Why does everything look like it fucked a fish?
Oh god.
Why? Why is it big? Why is it big-lipped? It's just
so
the same thing that fuck Poochie go fucked a plant.
It's conveying that it's gonna shoot something at you with its mouth.
I mean, it does light up and, like, engorge itself 2 seconds beforehand, so it gives you a bit of a heads up that something's happening. But why big lip?
Why big lip?
It didn't need big lip.
Cactus don't usually have lips.
No, and it also doesn't follow you with an unending gaze of... It doesn't even have eyes.
Yeah.
How does it know where you are?
It has, creepy. Like, extra senses, man.
I don't like it. It's creepy. It's not my favorite. And then we have a text box again, because re-explains Powerful Mario.
Oh, great.
Yeah, super. That's 2 text boxes within 1 stage of each other explaining the same concept.
Yeah.
Super!
Powerful
Mario! Don't forget, we might remind you in 10 seconds. Granted, there is conveyance of using the baseball boys to hit certain unhittable question mark blocks.
Ooh.
So it's conveyed a little bit that you can use their throwing abilities to your advantage to get special items.
Right.
And that's not explained, it's conveyed.
That's so weird, because it's like...
How am I supposed to figure that out without a text box, gang?
I know.
What am I doing here? I don't know how to think. Thinking is for losers. Oh no, I think I'm actually getting mad about Yoshi's Island. Let's talk about conveyance till I calm down. Okay. So it conveys a few things pretty rapid fire. It conveys how the ice melon works by putting like a bunch of enemies in front of you, and with the ice melon, so you just figure that you can freeze them, and fantastic.
Yeah.
Explains the rat enemies that have goodies that you can get from them, but they also run away.
Right.
And it explains the digger mole tank mechanic.
Yeah.
And it doesn't use a fucking text box to explain it. It drops you in.
Yeah.
Maybe they're gonna stop, using text boxes to explain how these vehicles work.
Maybe. Hopefully.
Maybe it's the dawn of a new age, where text boxes are gone from my life.
And there's only text clouds.
And they have only 9 text clouds. That's it. Just 9 text clouds. But you know what? Never mind. There's immediately a text box afterward that explains the tulip. Remember that thing from before? Where it was like the one thing we needed explained via text box?
Right. They finally explained it.
What, in the second level of the second world? Why? It's so random.
They just thought you could maybe take a guess the first time, even though they're telling you everything else.
Maybe. It just seems so random. Like, why? It seems really arbitrary where and when they explain things via text box.
True. They just, have a whole bunch of things to explain, and then they just scatter them throughout the game.
Yeah, it's like, maybe we'll convey it, but maybe not. Maybe we'll put 3 text boxes to reiterate a concept. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's just random.
It's very random. I'm trying to find the logic behind it, and at some points it's very obvious. Like, they put a text box a second before you absolutely need to do a concept to remind you. All right, logically, I get it. It's dumb, but logically, I understand.
Right.
Some of the things, just like, you've encountered them so many times before, and then it's like, oh, now I get it. Thanks for explaining that 500 years later.
Yeah.
Paul, I need to take a quick break. Is it okay, Paul, can I take a break quickly? Please? Thank you. Welcome back.
Hey.
Much to my chagrin, I'm still trying to go super fast, but I'm going super slow still. There's too much to talk about.
It's just like a Mario game. Like, it's full of surprises and cool things, man.
And text boxes. It's full of fucking text boxes.
So many text boxes.
Anyway, let's jump into this. I think this next stage is going to be kind of fast.
All right.
World 2-3. What's Gusty taste like?
What?
I don't know. What does wind taste like?
Why don't we find out?
Apparently they taste kind of like bullet bills, because that's exactly what the fuck these Gusties are.
Yeah, basically.
They're ghost bullet bills.
They do seem tasty, though.
They do. They, like, flutter a lot.
Right.
It looks like you're eating, like, a bed sheet.
Yeah. And
Like, I don't know if I...
kind of see-through, so it's, like, feels light. You know, you could eat a lot of them.
You think it's like eating, like, a jellyfish?
No.
What do you think it's like?
Come
on, I know you got one. Good one. You nailed it.
like-
hit him with the sound effect, Paul. Da, 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 da. Booyah.
Thanks, Paul.
Fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
But
Cloudy.
as we move through the stage, there's a text box that explains breakable walls.
No.
Granted, we already knew that, so fan-fucking-tastic. And I'm pretty sure they already had a text box explaining that they did that.
Yeah.
And then, why? These text boxes undercut themselves so much. There's 2 text boxes now that unnecessarily explain the digger mole mechanic thing from the last stage.
Right.
And normal watermelons from the Touch Fuzzy stage.
We already had the different watermelons.
Like, why? What? Why? It's so... Why?
Someone tell us, find out why. I need to know. This is torture.
It doesn't make sense. It's logically crazy. It's all over the place. You introduce a concept and you convey it to people, and then you explain it in a text box after you've already explained it. What?
I don't know. I just don't know.
If anybody understands, please message me at help. I need help at help.com. But otherwise, I don't think there's much else to talk about in this stage.
Yeah. Agreed. It like goes down to like the lower level, and it's like similar to the last one.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about 2-4 in that
All right.
case.
All right.
Bigger booze fort.
Bigger booze.
So it implements boo and I know it's not the P-switch mechanic, but it is a similar kind of thing
Yeah.
from, Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Granted, it doesn't turn coins into blocks, it turns transparent blocks into blocks, but it's the same concept.
It's more like this Super Mario 64 block.
Yes, but this was before that, so
Yeah, I know.
so maybe this is the precursor, I guess. There
Right?
you go.
Also, I noticed the star theme
Oh yeah?
from 64 is taken from this one. I never
Really?
knew that. Yeah.
I didn't actually pay attention to that. Did they have that just throughout the stage?
I think when you have a star.
Oh, you mean when you're Powerful Mario?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I think they all have different versions of it because it's all just a play on that first one from Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. But there's like a specific melody in this one that 64 uses.
Is it like the da na 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 na?
Yeah.
Na? You're right. Yeah, that bass line. Is it a bass line
No.
or like a secondary, like a backing guitar?
I don't know what it is. I don't remember. Something.
Come on, you're the musician here.
It's probably just like a synth.
Okay, fair enough. It's just a bunch of synths.
Yeah.
But that's a cool call out. I didn't actually catch on to that.
Yeah.
But what I did catch on to is the fuckingest run around this stage of like, why? What is this? What does this help with? There's a run around
Yeah. You don't
where
even need
you
it.
have. You don't need it. They lead you to an area to get a key, to scale a room, to open a door, to scale another room, to go into a pipe, to break a box. That gets you 5 stars.
Yay.
What's the point of that? The stars do nothing. The stars are there for a collectible. That was the biggest runaround for basically nothing.
Yeah.
Like, there are stars everywhere.
They're just trying to fuck with you, man.
Is it because it's a boo house and this is the best way they could think of fucking with you?
Could be. It's a good hypothesis.
I mean, I know that in Super Mario World, they had boo houses with doors that went to random spots.
Right.
But, like, they were just, like, random. Like,
Yeah.
you opened a door and you didn't know where you go.
It was
This
part
one,
of,
the
like,
game is...
maze. This is like
Yeah.
not a maze.
But this
It's nothing.
is like if the maze intentionally told you to go the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, go down here. And it's like, oh, aren't you the fool? And it's like, well, yeah, you told me to go this way. It's like, why that? Am I a fool for trusting you? Maybe. You are a game.
Yeah, and you give us text boxes in the wrong spots.
And you cannot be trusted.
No.
But what can absolutely not be trusted are these spooky Casper ghosts that are definitely never seen again in any other Mario game.
What about Luigi's Mansion?
Maybe, I don't know.
They kind of remind me of those.
You're right. They're just like spooky. They look like they're made of blobs, and then they spook out.
They're really spooky.
But as you keep moving through this, there's a semi-isometric fire platforming section.
Right.
With this slow-moving platform on lava.
Yeah.
I mean, I get why you did this, the isometric view for the fire stick.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it gives it depth, and it makes it look cool. But you could have just ended it with that. You didn't need slow-moving platform over water. Or over lava.
Yeah.
Because, the whole point of using the isometric camera is to emphasize certain things in a three-dimensional space that you normally couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But this could be done in a 2D space.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need to be here.
No, they just wanted to have fun with it.
Yeah, it could just be anywhere. But if you're going to use that camera and that visual trick, you should fill it with more of those semi-3D things. Yeah. Just a call out.
True.
And then they have more of the Mode 7 stuff, except it's Bridges this time. That's right, kids. You jump on Jeff Bridges.
Yay.
Your favorite character from such shows as Big Lebowski. Am I dating myself?
What? Oh,
that's still popular, right?
Of course. It's
like niche popular.
It's a cult.
Of course
classic.
it is. I know, but the kids don't know that.
Kids do not know that. They should.
And go watch The Big Lebowski. It's really good.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the boss now?
All right.
So Kamek continues his trend of being the creepiest motherfucker about. Can I read what he says here?
Yes.
Again, keep in mind the previous few statements that he has said here. Again, let me get into character here.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yes, we have Baby Mario's brother at Bowser's castle. But we're not handing him over to the likes of you.
Oh, yes.
It's like, no, what are you doing to that poor child? Stop it, you weird wizard.
Weird wizard.
Stop stealing babies, you weird thing, you.
Quit it.
It's very wrong. Quit it. You're very, I want Yoshi to have, a slap button. Or we just slap him in the face and be like, no! You stop that!
Yeah. Pointing at him, no!
It'd be great. Just like this stern look on his face. Yeah. He's like, no! You stop that right now!
I can totally imagine that.
Hey, just like this big red mark on his face and he crawls into a corner.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Maybe that'd be like a mod they should put in. Yeah. Like mid text box, you can just slap him and be like, no! Like they had those things in certain games where a person is talking and you can just interrupt them.
Oh yeah.
I remember in this game I was playing called Sura's Wrath. Weird game, I loved it, but it was full of quick time events, so people didn't really like it. But one of the things in there was that you could interrupt people during conversations. Like, they have, these monologues, and you could just be like, no, I want to hear it, and you just run up and punch him in the face.
That's amazing.
I thought that was such a funny thing to do. It's just like, oh, you can't interrupt the monologue! I thought it was just really funny. So I thought that would be funny for this. Anyway, let's talk about Bigger Boo.
Yes.
It's a big boo.
Yeah, as usual, Kamek makes him big.
Yep, it makes him a big boo, because that's apparently the only magic that he knows is just enlarging things.
It's a good skill.
It is, but he seems very unilaterally useful for very singular purposes. He's like, well, do you know any magic? I'm like, yeah, I can make things real big. Okay, do you know anything else? Nope.
All right.
I thought you were a wizard. Well, I mean, I am. I just know one spell. So you're like a wizard in train? No, I'm like a head wizard. Are you sure you only know how to do one thing? Yeah, see this hat? It's real pointy. And I have a broom.
Okay. We'll use it. All right. Okay.
Sounds legit.
We'll think about it.
We'll use you as our main battle strategy of just make everything bigger. Anyway, the concept with this fight is that you can't fire and hit a boo while you're looking at it because they become intangible. But they become tangible when you're not looking, so you need to bounce eggs off walls to hit the boo while it is tangible.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Cool.
That's the fight.
Yeah.
Nothing really else to it.
Yeah.
And then it swells up after you hit it a lot, and it explodes.
Yep. I guess.
I thought it was a ghost.
Yeah, it explodes into rainbows.
But it's a ghost.
What, ghosts can't explode into rainbows?
I mean, I'm not here to tell ghosts what they can and can't do. I personally never met one, but I can't say that. Is that how rainbows are created in the sky? It's not like condensation in the air with refractory light. It's like ghosts exploding?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Huh. You know, I missed that class in school.
Oh.
Huh. Wow. Well, look, I hope you guys learned something new today. Go tell your teachers that they've been wrong this entire time and that rainbows come from exploding ghosts. The more you know. Sound effects. Lovely. Let me do a real quick internet backstory on Bigger Boo, if you don't mind.
Internet backstory. I do not mind.
Great, because this is gonna be so friggin' fast, you're gonna just blow your gourd. Bigger Boo is a big boo.
Yay!
Great, good internet backstory, everybody.
Hey.
No, I completely swear that's all I got here. That was it. There's nothing there. There's no wiki about it. It's not secretly King Boo. It's just literally a big boo. That's it.
Makes sense.
Go home. There's no more knowledge here for you today. Oh boy, I know we're at half an hour and we said we would do a full stage today, but I don't have time.
Yeah, we gotta do it sparingly. We're still into the new stuff. We gotta savor it.
I've got 2.5 more pages of notes to talk about, and that's gonna go into like an hour and a half.
All right, next week then.
Okay, so thank you guys so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Joey really appreciates it.
No, I don't. Just kidding. I do love you.
If you want to get in touch with us, you know how. It's theextreme@gmail.com. That's ITSTHEXSTREAM@gmail.com. Feel free to send us an email or whatever you feel like. Or, you do you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not your mom.
Yeah.
But otherwise...
Go.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba.